Prostitution is the world's oldest profession. It's a practice that has been around since the beginning of human civilization. And today, we're going to talk about the history of prostitution in India. To understand the history of prostitution in India, we need to go back to ancient times. Prostitution was prevalent in ancient India, and it was not considered immoral. In fact, it was a part of the social fabric of the time. Ancient Indian texts like the Kama Sutra and the Mahabharata talk about prostitution in a positive light. The Kama Sutra, written in the 3rd century BC, is a book on the art of lovemaking, and it talks about the role of courtesans in society. Courtesans were highly respected members of society in ancient India. They were trained in various arts like music, dance, and literature. They were also well versed in the art of lovemaking, and they provided sexual pleasure to their clients. Courtesans were not just prostitutes, they were also entertainers, and they provided a social and cultural service to society. They were often patronized by kings and other wealthy individuals, and they were an important part of courtly life. However, with the advent of the Islamic and British rule in India, the status of courtesans began to decline. Islam, with its strict moral code, frowned upon prostitution, and the British, with their puritanical attitudes, saw it as a vice that needed to be eradicated. The British, in particular, were responsible for the criminalization of prostitution in India. In 1864, they passed the Contagious Diseases Act, which required women suspected of prostitution to undergo mandatory medical examinations and be registered with the police. This act was not just a violation of the privacy of women, but it also perpetuated the stigma associated with prostitution. It labeled women as fallen and immoral, and it made it difficult for them to find employment or marry. Prostitution was pushed underground, and it became a thriving but illegal industry. Women who worked as sex workers were vulnerable to exploitation and abuse, and they had no legal protection. Today, prostitution is still illegal in India, but it is a prevalent practice. The red light districts in cities like Mumbai and Kolkata are home to thousands of sex workers, and they operate in a gray area of the law. For many women, prostitution is a means of survival. They come from impoverished backgrounds and have few options to earn a livelihood. Some are forced into prostitution by traffickers,